cases, there's a lot of concern surrounding certain industries hit hard by the pandemic. This morning, we're joined by Mark Kass, editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. Mark, good to see you. We popped some ridiculous warm weather here in November, but as they say, winter is coming. So what are you hearing about restaurants and their ability to stay afloat, either without outdoor dining or by getting creative about still offering that option?
You know, I mean, it was a crazy weekend, and it was obviously great for these restaurants. But now, it's kind of going to be the reality. I mean, over the next few months, it's going to be hard. I mean, a lot of them are working with outside, and the city has extended its outside effort on the streets. So I really think it's going to be very hard for them, but it's going to take some creativity and really try to use all their space, use all hours of throughout the evening and try to make it work. But it's going to be really hard, Vince.
You know, Mark, the governor the other day asked people to stay home, asked businesses to keep their capacity limits and be strict about those. What are you hearing about the survival rate for some of these restaurants and bars? Because they have had such a tough time since March.
I mean, it's been 7-8 months of this, Susan, and it's been very hard for them. They saw some things coming. I mean, in fall, we've had some good weather, so you've seen things pick up, but now as we head into winter and we've had the surge, it's become hard for them again. You're going to see a lot we've seen some closures. We haven't seen a lot, which is great news, but still, I think the next few months are going to be really important for the city. We need to support our restaurants. You need to help them because this has been hard. Think of this, basically 75% of your revenue has not happened. And now as we hit the holiday time when when it's a huge time for them, it's going to be very hard to survive.
We're talking with Mark Kass, editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. Mark, MBJ has done some reporting this week on sort of downtown real estate. You got the Hush Blackwell new shiny new building, Kaler Slater moving into the BMO Tower, creating new offices. Is there some optimism about the traditional downtown cool place to work coming back post-COVID?
I think there is. I think there's some uncertainty, too, because of the office space. We've all seen how work from home has worked for companies. So I think there's some uncertainty. What you saw this week with actually some of the moves was some opportunities. With what's going on over the past few months, there are some opportunities out there for some pretty good space. Hopefully not as expensive as it was as people try to fill these buildings. So I think there's some optimism, but I think there's also this uncertainty because of the work from home and how that's going to impact this long term in terms of office space. We're going to have to see as things change over the next few months whether that continues.
Are you hearing from businesses that they're making any changes in 2021 in light of the recent news earlier this week about the possibility of a vaccine being available to more people next year?
I think there's still some uncertainty on that as to when, but I think you're seeing a little, some of them are opening their offices and they're doing alternate weeks, alternate days, small staffs, just to kind of see how that works. But, right now with the surge that's happening, I'm seeing more and more not in the office and kind of waiting to see what happens next year as to the vaccine and as when it's available and kind of how that will impact them. I think there's really a lot of unknowns still.
Mark Kass, editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. Mark, always good to talk with you. Appreciate your insight this morning. For more on today's business news, you can head to bizjournals.com/Milwaukee.